Before you send another connection request on LinkedIn, I want you to look at this number. It's your LinkedIn SSI score, and it's basically LinkedIn's equivalent to your professional credit score. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can find your score, what a good score looks like, tell you how important this number actually is, and how you can increase it. So let's get into it. So what exactly is the Social Selling Index on LinkedIn? Your LinkedIn Social Selling Index, or SSI, is a score out of 100. It measures how effectively you're using LinkedIn to build your brand, find the right people, engage with content, and build real relationships. It's split across 4 pillars, each being worth up to 25 points, and when you add them all up, that's your score. This is updated daily, and it reflects the last 90 days of your activity. So you're probably asking, what's a good LinkedIn SSI score in 2026? Well, ideally 70 or above is the best target for 2026 because 70 plus puts you in the top tier. And according to LinkedIn's own data, sellers at that level are 51% more likely to exceed their revenue goals. Anything below 40 is considered a more subprime zone, and we'll talk about what happens there in a minute. So as I mentioned, your SSI is basically like your credit score. If your credit score is high, then banks trust you. You get access to bigger loans, better rates, a lot more flexibility. But when it's low, the doors close, terms get worse, and there are a lot more restrictions that are put into place on you. LinkedIn works the same way. A high SSI means high trust, which means that LinkedIn gives you more weekly connection limits, wider organic reach, and fewer friction points when you're running outreach campaigns. A low SSI, so less than 40, means that LinkedIn sees your account as more risky. It tightens your limits, and if you're pushing volume when it comes to outreach with a score that's anywhere in that zone, you're really risking restriction. So while the SSI can easily become another vanity metric, it is also a gauge for your account safety ceiling. If you can manage to raise the ceiling, then you can raise safely what you're able to do. Okay, so how and where do you find this score? It literally takes 10 seconds. Make sure that you're logged into LinkedIn, so open your browser, go to linkedin.com/sales/SSI. I've also included the link down below in the description. People often ask, do I need a Sales Navigator account for this? And no, you don't. This URL is free for every LinkedIn user. Free, premium, Sales Nav, it doesn't matter. Everybody can see their score. But if you are using Sales Nav, you can find the link to your SSI score by clicking on your profile picture on the top right-hand side and clicking Social Selling Index. If you decide that you want to track your progress and develop an SSI growth strategy, then take a screenshot of this page, save it, and then check back in 30 days and see how you've done. Okay, so really quickly, before we get into the pillars, I do want to mention that LinkedIn has quietly started to de-emphasize SSI. They've published content on their website saying that SSI no longer accurately reflects the modern sales environment, and they're pushing AI-powered metrics inside SalesNav as the replacement. They've launched something called an AI SSI that lives inside SalesNav and uses AI signals to measure your effectiveness. It's newer, it's more nuanced, and frankly, it is still evolving. So really, what does that mean for you? SSI still exists and updates daily, and it still affects how LinkedIn treats your account. One more thing I do want to mention is that you shouldn't be waking up and checking your SSI score every day. It's not a productive use of your time, and small daily fluctuations don't really signal anything that's actionable. And quite frankly, obsessing over your score quickly becomes just another distraction from the behaviors that are actually going to move the score itself. The only time you really need to check this is if your connection requests are suddenly getting blocked or your acceptance rate drops. That's when your SSI tells you maybe something a little bit more diagnostic, but otherwise, don't worry about it too much. Okay, and now for the pillars. Each of your SSI pillars is worth 25 points. And your SSI ceiling rises when all 4 of these move together. So here's what each one of them is and how you can raise them. The first one is establishing your personal brand. This pillar measures how complete and credible your profile looks, as well as how consistently you're publishing content. Your photo, headline, summary, experience, skills, LinkedIn wants all of this filled in and for it to be customer-facing, not career-facing only. Your headline should speak to your buyer, not to your resume. Most people miss the fact that your LinkedIn headline also has a mobile cutoff at around 40 to 50 characters. After that, it goes straight into ellipsis. So basically, your most important value proposition, why somebody should connect with you in the first place, needs to be within the first 40 to 50 characters, not buried at the very end. If you want to learn more about how to optimize your profile, be sure to check out this video. Take about 10 minutes to fix that, then publish 1 piece of thought leadership per week. Just a short post, a quick take, a lesson learned. The key is that consistency beats virality when it comes to SSI. Okay, for our next pillar, finding the right people. This pillar tracks how effectively you're identifying and connecting with relevant people, not just anyone. LinkedIn rewards targeted behavior, so sending connection requests in absolutely every direction does not necessarily move the score. Sending to tightly filtered, highly relevant people does. So what your tactic should be is use LinkedIn search filters, filter by job title, industry, company size, geography. If you have a Sales Navigator account, use it for the lead and account lists. That signals to LinkedIn that your prospecting is very intentional. The more targeted your outreach pattern is, the higher this pillar climbs. This is the opposite of the spray and pray approach, and LinkedIn's algorithm can definitely tell the difference. Our third pillar is engaging with insights. So this pillar measures how meaningfully you're contributing to the conversations that are happening in your niche. But please know that liking posts is not enough, neither is commenting, hey, great post, on everything, because LinkedIn wants to see that you're adding substance, you're adding value, you're not just adding more noise. So what you want to do is find 3 to 5 accounts in your niche, maybe ideal customers, peers, or thought leaders who your buyers are following. Comment on their posts with something that adds to the conversation. Maybe add a question, a data point, a counter take, but keep it short. If you're committed to raising your SSI score, then do this every day, maybe for 10 minutes max, because the daily consistency of meaningful engagement is what LinkedIn uses to evaluate this pillar in particular. And for our last pillar, building relationships. This one evaluates the quality of your network growth. What are your connection acceptance rates, relationship nurturing, and whether you're connecting with decision makers rather than just accumulating a bunch of random contacts. But it also weighs whether your connections are engaging back with you. This is where the Firstlines linear stack comes in. The stack is connect, then message, then nurture consistently in that order. Don't connect, then just disappear, and definitely don't message with an immediate pitch. Connect with the relevant personalized reason. Follow up with a question or a resource, and then nurture that relationship over time. Comment on their posts, acknowledge milestones, share something useful. That stacked sequence, repeated consistently, is what moves this pillar, not volume, not speed. Now, one thing that can tank your SSI faster than anything else, and that oftentimes most people don't even realize, is when you send a connection request and that person on the other end has an option. They can either accept, ignore, or click, I don't know this person. And the last one is the I don't know flag, which is brutal for your SSI. Because if too many people are clicking that button, your overall SSI drops, and then LinkedIn starts tightening your limits overall, even if you haven't done anything that violates terms. Every connection request you send needs a reason that signals either familiarity or intent. This can help reduce the chance that someone clicks, I don't know this person. So stay human. Now, while you're working on raising your score, and it does take realistically about 30 to 60 days of consistent activity to meaningfully move that needle, you still need to be running your outreach, and that's where Firstlines comes in. So let me show you how to get this set up in less than 3 minutes and how it can help you intentionally reach out to people and raise your SSI score. Go to the Firstlines.ai website and click Try for Free to get a free 7-day trial, no credit card required. Once you've logged into the dashboard, go to the Chrome web store, search for Firstlines.ai, and click Add to Chrome. Add extension, and now you can go back into the dashboard. Now, if we look at the navigation panel on the left-hand side, click on Settings, and then we can go to Activity and Limits. Now, if we scroll down, we can see our daily limits, the maximum actions per day to keep your account safe. Now, Firstlines uses Smart Limits as a hard cap system. By default, we set 25 connection requests per day maximum, and that's the ceiling for all accounts, regardless of how tempted you are to push for more volume. The system won't allow you to go past it. We chose 25 because it sits comfortably within safe territory, even for accounts that are still building their SSI. At 25 per day, you're not raising any flags or burning through your SSI score. Another important feature for protecting your SSI is randomized delays. Firstlines randomizes the timing between actions to mimic how a real human would use LinkedIn. Because LinkedIn's algorithm watches for mechanical patterns, things that are perfectly timed actions, volume spikes, identical behavior repeated exactly. By using randomized delays, capped volume, and human-paced activity, Firstlines protects your SSI while you still scale. Your LinkedIn SSI is your professional credit score that determines your account safety ceiling. The higher it is, the more LinkedIn trusts you, and the more reach limits and leverage that you're able to get. I recommend going to linkedin.com/sales/SSI right now. Screenshot your score and note what your weakest pillar is. Next, find your headline, check that your value proposition is within the first 40 to 50 characters. Spend 10 minutes today leaving 3 meaningful comments on posts from your ideal customers. Start using short one-sentence personalization messages for every connection request that you send from this point forward. And if you're running outreach campaigns, cap your daily sends at 25 and let the randomized delays do their job. And if you're looking for the infrastructure that handles the safety layer automatically, that's exactly what Firstlines is for. So go to the website and get your free 7-day trial. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Now it's your turn, have fun, and make your Firstlines count.